Hello everyone, yes, welcome. Welcome to another unboxing, another vacuum cleaner, and another shrink wrapped box, and another vintage, second-hand, filthy dirty vacuum cleaner. I'm expecting this machine to need a very good clean up before I do a proper demonstration on it, but I thought I would record the unboxing, why not? For me now, opening a vacuum cleaner wouldn't be complete without me having a video camera set up on a tripod in front of me. Now there's an awful lot of shrink wrap here, so if I get through it, this is a Hoover Junior, very famous name. A Hoover Junior U1036. Now I have had a U1036 before, and the U1036 model was the first of the restyled Hoover Juniors. But this is not the earliest model, this is a later version. And hopefully this will have the complete toolkit with it and the instruction manual. Right, got the initial packaging off. As I open it, we can already see there's a bag there, spare bag. And I can already see, which wasn't mentioned in the listing, the cord is pretty damaged. Why was that not mentioned? I don't know. You'll have to see. I mean, it's been taped up. Now that wasn't, that wasn't mentioned, and that's dangerous. I can't use this machine in this state. I'm not happy about that. It stinks. It depends whereabouts. I mean, I'm going to have to shorten the cord, but it depends whereabouts this damage is. I mean, that's ridiculous. You can see the internal wires here. That is not safe. It's either a completely new cord, or hopefully I'll be able to shorten it without shortening it too much. It really depends where this break is. Unless I can get some honey beige coloured cord. The pictures weren't very clear, of course, but from what I saw it seemed in reasonable condition, but that wasn't mentioned. This is not safe to plug in at all. Right, here is a bag that has been used. Why bother? Why bother sending a bag that's got dirt in it? Obviously that's not a genuine Hoover bag, but it's an old copy bag, that is. Don't know who made it. There is no, just says British made. It fits Hoover models. It also fits the Hotpoint Light and Easy, Goblin 101, Parry Light and Easy, Colston, Spinneys, Mercedes, Thor, Hollandia, Electra, and looks like a Vorwerk. This also fits a lot of machines. This is filthy, but I knew it would be. Absolutely, it's going to have a long hot soak. Here is the... It's a good job I need to shampoo my carpet here. It's a good job I haven't. Here is the hose for the machine. Because this is the hose for the Junior, there's no suction control here. The Junior suction's pretty poor, so there's no need to have a suction valve on here. It's Hoover's twist lock fitting design. Double stretch hose, pan converter. Nothing that a good clean up, hopefully. I don't know what these brown marks are. I might need a tiny bit of bleach in the soapy water, but that should clean up. I'll be showing you all this cleaned up in a later video. Eek. There's some more bags. Well, again, it's just some more spare bags of the bag I showed you. 45 pence these bags were. We've got the instructions. Just basically a little instruction book on how to fit the cleaning tools. I think these were a fairly recent addition. When this machine came out, the twist lock fitting replaced the more standard catch that Hoover had on their machines. Sorry for that little blip. It's terrible when other people interrupt what you're supposed to be doing. Right, okay, I was talking about these twist fitting tools. They do differ from the old catch. Hoover used to have a pip. Obviously they still have a pip fitting the tools, but instead of a catch that you press down to release, instead you twist the collar. Hoover Care, if you want to extend your guarantee or have Hoover Care, there's this little card you can send off to Perivale in Greenford. And we've got the strapline, another Hoover aftercare service. We've got the strapline here, Hoover Make Things Better For You, which I believe was the strapline Hoover used before they came up with Hoover Who Better. So this, I don't know, this is either late 70s or early 80s. We'll probably be able to date the vacuum from the serial number. As you can see, there's some pictures of a washing machine. Looks like a Ranger Senior there, and a Freedom. That's not in bad condition, the instruction book, Hoover U1036. Just showing you assembly, showing the cleaning tools. And that's the old cleaning tools that it's showing in the instruction book. They've got the metal handle, the metal wand, and the, I don't know if you can quite see, but they have a different fitting. Showing you how to attach, taking care of your cleaner, replacing the brushes, etc. And the guarantee. Speaking of the guarantee, we have the guarantee card that whoever purchased this vacuum didn't send off. You were supposed to send that off to Hoover to register your guarantee. On a postcard now, of course, if people bother to register the guarantee, they do it online. That went to Perivale again. The famous Hoover building in Perivale, which is still there, fortunately. When I visited it, it was called, it had Hoover Limited above it, but now it just says Hoover Building. And unfortunately, there is a Tesco supermarket tucked away inside it, behind it. There, that tool looks pretty good. I know it's filthy dirty. Do apologise for the dogs. Can't wait to move to a desert island. Hopefully they'll have internet access. That just needs a good clean. The pip is intact. Sometimes used to break off. A little pip on the top. So that's a crevice. And filthy, filthy. Eek. It's a long time since I've had such a dirty, dirty vacuum, but it won't be dirty when I finish with it. Right. Also, the extension wand, the pip is intact and the collar isn't broken. So that's all in one piece, just dirty. Now, I didn't bother taking the bag off the machine. This is the top fill tube. Now, oh God. You know, I know I'm buying second hand, but as a tip, if you're selling something second hand, point out everything that's wrong with it. The cord, that should have been pointed out, that the cord needs replacing. Also, we are missing, by the looks of it, the rubber band that goes around the top. It might be in the box, but it might not be. But anyway, there should be a rubber band over there to hold the bag in place. I do believe that the old style Hoover Junior belt is more or less the same size as that, and I can use that instead. I don't know if I'll be able to get the correct part, but I shouldn't be having to buy it. It didn't say. It might be in the box, but I can understand why now the pictures weren't very good. On the occasions I've sold anything on eBay, pin sharp pictures so people know what they're getting. Now the top part of the handle looks okay. Grubby of course, but there's no paint missing, but I can see there is paint missing off the bottom half, which I didn't detect in the pictures. But there is paint missing. Doesn't matter there at the bottom, but you can just see where, over the years, where the cord has rubbed along the body of the handle, it's taken some of the paint off. Again, absolutely filthy. I don't mind dirtiness, but you know, I do expect it to be electrically safe, and I don't. Well, this certainly isn't. This is not electrically safe. Now let's just take that out. I'll have a rummage in this box. That bag is dirty, of course. I don't know how people can get their vacuums this dirty, but anyway. Right. So yes, there's nothing else in there. I don't think I'll be using this cellar. He does have a few vacuums for sale, but I was thinking of buying a couple of other things from this cellar, but no, I'm not going to anymore. I'll be contacting the seller and saying, why did you not mention in the listing about this flex? I will double check, but I'm pretty sure no mention was made of this. I mean, it is, well, it means me sort of losing about ½ a metre of cable. It goes in, this is the bottom of the machine, so you can see I'm going to have to shorten it considerably. All this will have to go. Now, the bag, apart from, of course, it being absolutely filthy, so far, let me just check the zip. Ah, the zip, I don't know if the zip's... It's a bit knackered at the top. Sorry, knackered, that's an old English word for any of you non-English people. Again, it's filthy. But in its favour, the Hoover logo is more or less intact. It seems okay. I'm just not very happy about... Somebody who knows about vacuums would know that there's a part missing there, because obviously without the rubber band, yes, it is a rubber band that fits on there, the bag will not stay in place, and so it's completely useless. You do need, the bag obviously goes on here. This will be actually inside the bag, of course. Top fill, this one. And you're supposed to put the bag over like that, and of course if you had the rubber band that would hold it in place. Very old-fashioned, but that's how things were done in the day, on this machine anyway. So I think I'll contact the seller and say, excuse me, mush. Point one, where is the thing? Now what do Hoover call it? Hoover will call it something, they might call it a rubber band. It's pictured. It is pictured. There you go. You can see the band on the top of the fill tube. And it says to a assembly. Where does it say? Oh, fitting the disposal bag. Yes. An open slide fastener. Oh, open slide fastener. It's called a zip. Hoover call it a slide fastener. Open slide fastener to fullest extent and pull out the bag support tube. Roll the rubber ring, that's what Hoover called it, the rubber ring up the tube just beyond the ridge. Fold the bag over and then you obviously... So I will ask where the rubber ring is. If I don't get the satisfaction, this seller is going to get... I think he deserves at least neutral, but probably negative feedback. It's mainly the cord being damaged like that. It's not safe to use. Okay, right. It's filthy dirty. Right. Now, well, at least the Hoover lettering is in better. I was expecting I mean, it's still not perfect, but a lot of vacuums I've seen like this, that lettering, the gold, is rubbed off completely. I was going to try my hand at redoing that with some gold paint and a tiny brush. But as you can see, I think it will clean up quite well. There are scratches on it, but they're not deep. There are no deep scratches or marks. So I think after a clean and a good polish, I think this machine will look quite good. Now, that doesn't look very good though, does it? The brushes are pretty good. This is the proper agitator, unlike the later one that was plastic. The later Juniors had the plastic activator fitted. This is the traditional Hoover beats as it sweeps agitator, which remained the same for many years. If you check back on my channel, I've got some old Hoover commercials. There's one that looks like it's from the 50s for the Hoover Junior, and the man shows the agitator and he moves it with his fingers, and it's basically exactly like this one with the brushes and the metal beater bars. Now that is completely rusted. I think I could still get, I mean, it'll work. There's no belt on it. There's no belt on the vacuum. I can see now, I wondered why. Yeah, it's easy to turn because there's no belt. So I'm, you know, not happy with this. I mean, it's going to cost me more money than I expected. I was thinking just to clean up, but belts, you know, it's not the point. Belts aren't expensive, but it wasn't mentioned. This will clean up fairly well, I think. I'll have a look inside. The front bumper's been taken off for some reason. Well, it's not been put back properly. When the base plate's been removed, maybe for a belt change. That's not been put in, but that's nothing. As long as the machine works. Now I will briefly plug this in, paying attention to not going anywhere near the damaged flex when the machine's on. You can't quite see it because it's a bit too low. I'll make sure I'm nowhere near that. Here's the height control anyway, the side. That's quite stiff. Everything needs just a thorough clean. Absolutely filthy. But as I said, looking beyond the filth and dirt, it looks in pretty good condition. But the rust tells me that it's not been stored inside someone's house. It's probably been in a garage or a shed. Oh, if I can just see. Oh, that way. The rating plate, I can't see that from here. Peruse and digest that if you want to. Hoover model, obviously U1036, and the serial number is 01020641, 300 watts, made in UK by Hoover Limited. Dare I just quickly turn this on? There's no bag in it. I'll just zip the bag up because it's going to puff out quite a bit of dust, I expect. But I will just, obviously the agitator's not going to, and I hope that's another thing, because if that's missing I won't be chuffed. To get to the belt on this machine, on the earlier Juniors, you could just pull off the front cover. That's not on very well, but that's okay. I don't know why that's not secure, but anyway, I have just seen underneath this, I won't show you now, but I've just seen it over where the belt is. There is a little white plastic cover. Now without that it would lose suction, but that seals it in. But that is there at least. Dear. Well, you see, That's what you get from buying from eBay. If you go to a car boot sale or charity shop, you can at least have a look better, despite the number of pictures, not very sharp pictures. Had I seen better pictures of this, had I seen the rust underneath on the listing, had I known the flex was damaged, I would have given this one a miss. But I will contact the seller. Ugh. And I will say, right, either send me the parts. Well, I want a belt, an agitator belt. I want the rubber ring for that. And I want some money off so I can get a new cable. But I will read the, there's the plug. I'll read the listing again just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure nothing like that was mentioned. It's not electrically safe, so I'm going to turn this on. He said it, I think the listing said it ran. But okay, I don't advise you doing this at home, children. If you've bought a second-hand vacuum and oh no, it's worse than I thought. It's a whole new cable. Oh dear. Because not only is it damaged here, I mean ridiculously damaged, obviously. You never use an electrical appliance when you can see the internal insulation. But also here. Now this is caused by the owner wrapping the cord around the cord hooks too tightly. Obviously if you keep doing that, it's going to, and it's obviously worn in the place. You see, that's, so it would mean, well, it's about a metre of cable I'll have to cut off. And they're pretty short, the cable's pretty short on these anyway, and to cut a metre off, if I can find some honey beige colour cable, fine. I don't really want to put, I said a black cable would be alright, or a dark brown, but I like to keep things original. So let's see, the motor's not going to sound how it should because it's obviously just going to, it's not going to have the agitator running. But I will take my life into my hands. Just make sure I'm not near. I mean, we do have circuit breakers in this house, so hopefully I won't be killed. And I will plug it in, it might turn on. Right, so I'm not near. Let's just plug it, I'll just plug it into this doobry here. Probably get a lot of dust. I don't know if it's going to turn on now. No. So what I'm going to do is turn it on there, step away, then plug it in. Not sure if that sounds as it should. I feel a little safer now. I think that sounds okay. So it's going to sound different when the belt's actually attached, but it's got a good suction, so I don't think there's much wrong with the motor. It was lifting the carpet, which has now got a dirty mark on it. I haven't time to do this at the moment. I've got lots to do at the moment, so this will be going back in the box. Possibly in my garage. It's summer at the time of recording this, so I might just pop it in my garage for a few weeks or so until I have time to look at this in more detail. The brushes are fine, but I need to buy a belt for it anyway. And see about the cable, and see about the rubber ring to hold the bag in place. But I might just very carefully give this bag a wash, hand wash it, because it's a nice sunny day. That could be the first job anyway to do on this machine. Just wash it in some very mild detergent, warm water. Gently rinse it and then hang it up on the washing line by the little hook at the top. Let it drip dry. And hopefully that will be the first step in restoring this very basic but very popular vacuum cleaner for its time. Hoover Junior, sold in millions. But of course it's very... oh, the bag, oh, I thought it was going to stand up. No. It's really a basic machine. It was just a workhorse really, the Junior. And most people in the UK would have had one of these or an earlier version at some point in their life. But it's, you know, I can't say I'm pleased with this because of the things I found wrong with it. It's mainly the cable. The belt I can accept, but having the rubber ring missing off the bag fill tube, I'm not happy about that either. So I will just email the seller. Obviously by the time I upload this it'll be long ago, because I have loads of other videos scheduled to go live before this one, so you know. But hopefully by the time I've actually uploaded this unboxing I will have actually restored it, and so within a few weeks of unboxing this, as soon as you see this video, hopefully you will see a full demo of this being used in tool mode and everything. I'll put some dirt down and we'll give this Hoover Junior a go. So this is how it looks now. Pretty sorry for itself. Tune in later on to see how it looks like when I've given it a good old clean. So please subscribe and you'll be updated every time I upload a new video. I've also got a Facebook page called Ibasiac, so you can check me out on Facebook. Lots of exclusive content on there. You'll get sneak peeks of what's to come. There'll be some exclusive photographs, exclusive bits and bobs, and you can connect with other vacuum cleaner enthusiasts in the UK, the USA, Canada and wherever. I believe there is a gentleman from Portugal who likes the Ibasiac page on Facebook, so there's plenty there. If you want to keep up to date with what's coming up on this channel, you can like me on Facebook. You can also follow me on Twitter, but if you want mainly vacuum cleaner content, then it's the Ibasiac Facebook page. That's the one I would suggest you like, and then of course on your Facebook news feed you'll see regular updates from me. So until then, I think I'm going to have a shower myself, but I will just take this bag down, give the bag a wash at least, and then put the rest of the machine in the box, and it can await a time when I've got a bit more time to give it a thorough clean and a service. So until then, for me and the Hoover Junior U1036, it's goodbye, and I'll see you soon.